Well, hello, it's Martin here, and well, I can't believe that I was sat on this sofa 10 years ago, nearly 10 years ago, and the sofa belongs to one of my favourite musicians, Ace Kefford of The Move, and here he is here. I'm just thinking about it, the 10 years ago I'd never met you,
No.
and, one of my musical heroes, from my favourite band, The Move. And I must say that it was a pre-arranged meeting. It was Keith Smart that sort of got us together.
Keith, yeah.
But I remember turning up at your front door and I put my finger up to the bell and I was, well, I was terrified, to be honest with you. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to find. And I was pleasantly surprised, when you got me upset. And then I did this interview, which again I was a bit nervous about. So I can't say I was 100% happy with that interview, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think you were.
Yeah.
But it's nearly 10 years ago, and you're like a different person now, really.
Don't you reckon?
I think you are. You're more relaxed.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, a lot has happened in the past 10 years, hasn't it?
Oh, well, yeah. Because that's what we're going to go into, isn't it?
Well, we touched on it at Christmas, but, a few days after the interview that we did, you had a stroke, didn't you?
No, I had the spinal injury first.
Oh, right.
I had the accident.
Yeah.
And then 2 years afterwards, I put my name down for another one. And they assured me with a stroke and pneumonia.
Right.
And it was only the pneumonia actually that set me off more than the stroke.
Was it?
But I managed to get through it.
Yeah.
As you say, there's a lot changed. I think it does change you,
Yeah.
I mean, actually, my accident with my spine, I had to have, what they call it, your vertebrae. I had to have 3 top vertebrae in my neck, pieces cut out because I had trapped spinal cord. So that was a bit hairy having that done. But as you say, like a couple of years afterwards when I had the stroke, I was there and Gary found me up and says, "How you feeling, Pop?" And I said, "I don't know, I feel terrible." I said, "I can't explain it." I said, "But I do, I feel really, lousy like." And he said, "I'll come round and bring you some grub round." And he said, "Look, tomorrow, like about 5 o'clock." He said, "I'll pop some stuff in." And I put the phone down, and I think I went in the kitchen to put the kettle on. Next thing I know, I was lying on the kitchen floor, and I couldn't move. I couldn't bang my foot. I couldn't vocally say anything. So I was just stuck. And Gary won't come for another 24 hours. So luckily, if you call it luckily, I just kept fading in and out. Next thing I knew, it was morning and it was not time. You know what I mean? And luckily, he come over and he found me on the floor in the kitchen, got me to Warwick Hospital, and I thought I was paralysed from the operation. Usually your spine. That's what I was thinking the whole time I was lying there. And what it was a stroke. But being on the floor for 23 hours has changed my life. I wouldn't say I'm glad it happened, because every time you fade out, you're going to fade back in, do you? So it changes your outlook on everything. Well, you look at a beer, didn't you?
Did you think that was it?
Yeah, because it did.
How long were you on the floor?
23 hours.
Yeah.
But but there's a say, you won't worry about anything now.
Yeah.
You look at the beer after all that and getting through that, Martin. And why keep resentments against people from the past?
Yeah.
And life's short. And I have been and seen Roy and Trevor and Bev, and I had a good old chat with them. We mentioned in the Christmas messages as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, life's short now.
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
we're glad you got over it. To be honest, I mean, you've done really well. I'm surprised you're still here, to be
Oh
totally
yeah,
honest with you, because you've seen a lot of your friends and that offer have been gone years
well,
ago, you know, so,
yeah,
especially from the 60s and the 70s when,
yeah. Well, just well, I knew Jimmy a bit. He was a great friend of Jimi Hendrix, but this is a story about all this stuff. You shaking, wondering what's going to happen when you walk in,
yeah,
what you're going to meet a drug addict or you know what I mean. Yeah, I've been ill. I've had all sorts of sickness, and I've been in and out of hospitals. But people exaggerate on it, you know. Alan Clayson, you know Alan Clayson, don't you?
yeah,
I met Alan. He said to me, he said, I was in America and we're in his studio. He said, and we discussing the move, and there was all in his studio. And they said, oh, what about Ace Kefford? Whatever happened to him, like? And the consensus was first that I was dead. The orange I was locked up in an horse house and I was never going to get out. And there's all these different stories, you know, that if you put it in print, people believe it, man.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, like, you know, I got used to that anyway. But, like, it's nice now to be talking to you and for you to be saying to me, he walked through them, was he? I said, no. that's what happens. The same as when I first did that interview with you, my main thing was to clear up the fact that me and Trevor formed the move after we met David Bowie or not.
yeah,
Because for years and years it was Bev or Roy or Carl. Never mentioned me and Trevor.
yeah.
It don't seem right, so I thought I'll have to do that interview with her and we'll sort of straighten it out. But I think I'll straighten it out a bit more now.
Yeah, well, I think the thing about magazines and newspapers and that,
Yeah.
you know, it can get exaggerated as to what you said, and you know,
Yeah.
at least with you talking like this, it's
Yeah, but
yeah,
look, in my head for years and years, I mean, I held resentments from the move and things happen, but we all play our parts in it, you know.
yeah,
No matter how much you deny it, you all play our parts in it. And
yeah,
I must have played mine, you know. But people saying that, Roy probably don't say that. Well, Roy wouldn't have said he formed the move. Carl wouldn't have said he formed the move personally, and I'm sure Bev wouldn't.
mm,
But it's like when I said to you the other week, that guy did an interview with me,
mm,
and he said they call themselves the move because they'll move from one group to the other.
mm,
Now I've seen that reprinted so much.
yeah,
Well, it's lies. It's rubbish. We formed the move because we've got to have a name, and Nicky James had got a group called the Nicky James Movement.
all right,
And I'll give the groups in Birmingham the due. They all had to do not to nick each other's names or anything like that, you
yeah,
see. So if we cut it in half,
yeah,
it's more like the Who or bands like that.
yeah,
The Move instead of Movement.
yeah,
It's short, quick, sharp move group name. And that's the truth. That's what happened. Not we all moved from one group to
yeah.
some bloke made that up and he's carried on his street. So it's the truth.
I was saying that David Bell used to come up to the gigs around Birmingham area.
No, he was playing at the Zeta, wasn't he? Yeah,
At
the
the Zeta?
group, David Jones, the lower third.
Oh, right,
And me and Trevor had been dressing in mod clothes,
yeah,
and the rest of the Vikings and everybody else, and the Mayfair set, and all, they was all dressing in the old Beatles suits or, you know, dinner suits. And of course, we were going on stage with them, and I had a parka with a great big fucking fish tail dragging on the floor behind. And I go and start playing with the Vikings, wearing that. And there's Charlie all dolled up. And you notice the difference just by the image, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we all the groups used to get out and see it to get pissed after a gig, you know. And there on stage was Bowie with his, and he was great, man, fantastic. But he was doing. I had a great record. This is what the move where he come from with my record collection, and people can dispute that, but I don't tell lies anymore.
No.
Used to, but it's 24 hours on the floor. Don't push your luck. And so, yeah, he was doing Who Wave and, as I said before, was his Leaving Here and Watch Your Step and all these type of numbers. Well, we with the Vikings, we was getting fantastic money. But you had to play in social clubs and that. You had to give them what they wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where Carl got the cabaret thing from, really.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he got the most fantastic voice, no doubt about it. But that was ingrained into his bones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People wanted to sing My Prayer and all those ballads and all that. And that was one of the main reasons we didn't think of inviting him to join us, to be honest.
Oh.
Because I've gone off a bit now, but because of knowing that would he want to sing these songs me and Trevor wanted to do, like about who was listening to. And so he took us a while to ask Carl. Well, Carl was the only one in the move that asked for the job.
Oh, really?
He asked for the job,
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll change him, I'll come with you. He was like, he wanted to go with it. And he did. Thank God he did. Because I think everybody that we picked, me and Trevor, I'm right for a start, who we approached first, was to say the right person, looking back on this. Roy, and then picked Carl. And then finally, because Bev was with us and we had a great time together, we had Bev with us as well. And I look back on it now, and I don't think we could have picked anything better.
No.
He gelled just right.
Yeah, you did. Although saying that, 5 young lads, you all had your own egos, and I suppose that was the main cause of all the problems that came with it.
Yeah, well, and you're working like Martin Kinch, and you're not earning any money.
Yeah.
We was earning more money as Carl Wayne and the Vikings than we was the move,
All right.
To start with, that is.
Yeah.
But, and that creates tension.
Yeah.
And then it creates tension when, especially when we started recording, Roy would go record royalties. And the rest were getting pins, if anything, nothing really.
Yeah.
I was doing loads of photograph sessions. One you used for that Christmas message, didn't
Oh,
you?
Yeah.
You did tell me about that.
Oh, what, with just as Father Christmas?
Yeah. That was the one that caused the most trouble with me in the band.
Oh, right. So you went off on a photo
I went
session?
off on a photograph session. I come back to the marquee. And nobody was talking, so I said you're repeating it, so I said all this, right?
Yeah.
But it's always reminded me, do you remember Rocky, the Rocky film?
Yeah.
When he becomes famous, Rocky does, and they get him in a studio to take photographs, and they got him dressed up like a caveman.
Yeah.
With the fucking club and a big false nose on. I remember he's a boxer, but we're doing them sessions, I was thinking, what the fucking hell am I doing there, man? But, we do anything. As Carl said it, Tony said it, we'll fucking do it, man.
Yeah. Well, you were Ace the Face. Let's face it.
But that's what it was. But you know, them are the sort of things
Yeah.
with all bands. Whenever I see that a band has broke up because of musical differences, forget it. Bullshit. They hate each other's guts, probably. You know what I mean? But it is, well, musicians are temperamental, isn't they? That's what it is. Artists, or it's the same thing, you know.
You mentioned Carl Wayne and the Vikings. Tell us a bit more about that band, because I don't know that much about them, to be honest with you. Who were the other members of the band?
Well, when we did the interview before, we did about how I joined them and what's this, right? But the main member in the band to me was a guy called Terry Wallace. We used to call him Wally.
Yeah.
Well, I was only 17 when I joined the Vikings. It was like Birmingham's version of joining the Beatles to me, you know what I mean? And of course, Wally Dad knew I was nervous in our first rehearsals and all that. But he took me under his wing while it did. Because I wasn't working. I thought, what do I do all day long? You know, I stop in bed. Well, you know, so as soon as I started with the Vikings, well, I said, I'll meet you in town at Chelmsford Crosslands, the music shop. And so I'd get on the bus, all the way to town, and meet up, we go to Chelmsford Crosslands, and he'd go and be on, he used to like these shirts with big collars. Used to get them made by these tailors. We go around and he'd buy these new shirts. Then we'd always go and have a curry, no matter what time of the day. We'd always have a curry. Then I'd go home. So he was, and I mean, I'm always a bag of nerves. I mean, they were so funny as people, all of them. Johnny Mann was a guitarist, and he was weird, Johnny. He was James Dean. Crazy. His bedroom apparently was full of James Dean photographs. So he got this cool sense of humour, like. And when I first went to first rehearsal, Carl says to me, he says to him, he says, Johnny, says, this is Ace, he's come for audition as a bass player. And Johnny Man looked me straight in the face. He went, yeah, knockout. And walks away. fucking April was going like that. And then Dave Hollis was the drummer. Dave, he was a funny guy. But they got such a weird, and to me, I was pretty quiet, and we drew us out at the age of 17. To walk in and join this bunch of maniacs, you know what I mean? Went to, to London, went to Germany. You know, mind you, when we went to Germany, if Wally hadn't been with us, well, I don't think we would have got through it.
Really?
Yeah, he kept us all going with his humour. It's funny, yeah.
Did you all get on better in that band than when you joined the Move? Were you know?
Well, in the Move, we all got on great, didn't we, to start with? And as we said in that other interview, like Carl had said, I thought we were a better group before we went down to London, to be honest.
Yeah.
And especially personnel-wise.
Yeah.
There was no tittle-tattle behind each other's backs or any of that stuff. You know, the same with the Vikings, there was none of that. So when it started happening with the Move, after we struggled all them years to get a record in the charts and make it, whatever that's supposed to mean, you know, it was a shock, really. You start seeing it all just crumble in front of your eyes, you know. Right? And it did, because after I left, Trevor was the next one. And I always remember watching Top of the Pops, and these Blackberry Way, and they'd done a lot of cabaret up in North The Move, which would be Carl, you know, he loved all that stuff. So you got The Move smashing tellies and all that. Well, now they're doing cabaret in the northern clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Top of the Pops and Roy and Carl, I don't know about Bear, but they've got the dinner suits on and Dickie Bows, yeah. And he goes towards the end with Trevor on the end. And he's got a great big army coat on down to the fucking ground. A fucking top hat and a great big fucking beard. And I remember saying to my missus, he's leaving, he's had enough. I said, look at this.
Oh, you knew then?
Well, we're dressed for
Yeah.
opposites, weren't they? And he did. Just after that, he'd left.
And yet, that was their most successful single. It got to number 1, didn't it?
Yeah, that was.
What did you think of it? Did you?
Well, I thought it was a good song.
Yeah. Would you have liked to have been in the band with that song, or?
Well, I'd still been skinned, wouldn't I? I got any money for it. So I don't know. So I could have done a bit extra bit for nothing, couldn't I? Yeah.
Let's go back earlier than the Vikings. And was that your first band, Carl Wayne and the Vikings?
No, my first band was, well, me and my Uncle Chris, as I said before, just learning to play when playing skiffle groups and things like that. But the first actual band was the Chantels, which was with me and my Uncle Chris, and my Uncle Rich wanted to join us and be a singer. And which Sam's in, you the band in Birmingham, there's hundreds of us, all playing Cliff Richards. And funnily enough, I was walking around the shop the other day, and there's a track playing in this shop, and I was thinking about all different. There's like stock numbers. When I was with the Vikings or when I was with Chantels or whatever, in them days, that everybody used to play. And there was one that was on this indie shop the other day, and it was Duke overall, Duke overall.
Yeah, I know that one.
You know what?
Yeah.
Every band used to play that one.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So there's like them type of numbers. There was sort of turning away from Cliff and the Shadows a bit.
Yeah.
Going into the Shirelles and all them sort of things like. Yeah, but just playing. But you go to all those charity shows, they got all these old fucking records, didn't they? And they put them on and play. Oh, God. Yeah, so did you answer the question? I don't know.
I can't remember that. Right, well, we were just talking about the Chantels there, which would have been your first group, and you would have been just a teenager then. Mm-hmm. So tell me a bit more about your childhood, where you were born and brought up.
I wasn't actually born in Mill Street, but the first thing I can remember, I must have been about 2 or 3 years old, was after the soldiers come back from the sailors, my old man, come back from the war, they'd promised them a house and a home and all usual politician bullshit. And all they offered me dad, which they took straight away, was Mill Street in Digbeth, which was a pretty run-down area. And we lived, the place we lived in, you got no water, no central heating, no toilets, no bathroom. It was like the old, very old back-to-back houses in Birmingham. And we, as a kid, I loved it. When you're that poor, you're 3 years, you don't know you're poor. All you're doing is enjoying. We used to plant upon building sites because that was still around then. Yeah. We used to make slides and all that, and with the rest of all the kids. But that's why every kid I knew got their arse hanging out the trousers, sliding up and down and all this stuff. Jambotty faces into sticky up air. And But as I say, there was a warmth there, especially with the toilet seat.
So how many bedrooms was there?
Well, then one of the bedrooms had
Right.
2 toilets outside
Right.
for about 50 people.
Well, I was going to say, how many people were in the house?
It was just me, my mum and dad, just
Yeah.
3 of us. But I think it was one room down. We never had an upstairs. I'm sure. It was just 1 bedroom, 1 living room, and a tiny little kitchen.
Right.
That was it. And as I say, there was no amenities. As I just said, the toilets were like 2 planks with holes cut in these 2 old sheds, and everybody within the block of all the block we was in used the same toilets.
What, the same toilet as your neighbours?
Yeah?
Really?
Well, you get 2 toilets in what they call outbuildings, and they're outside toilets. But you got 2 between about 50 people. Yeah, so as I say, you always got a warm seat.
Well, yeah. I mean, did you have conversations with each other?
I can't remember, but I can remember the stuff from that age. Yeah, and we eventually got a better house at the Sheldon in Birmingham, and he got everything, bathroom and everything there. But when I was about, say, 3, 4 years old, this thing come up called school.
Yeah.
And I got on a first into it all my life, from the first impressions. Because my mum took me along, and they were all priests. And it was a big, long, sort of wooden hut thing, which was a temporary chapel in the wall, obviously. And at the back was the school. And my mum walked me into this room in this chapel place, like, and these guys come up, all dressed in black.
Right.
I thought, well, must be Ozzy Osbourne. No, but they're all dressed in black, like in Batman, like. And nothing was explained to us as a kid. All as I knew is that our mum was walking out of the room and waving goodbye.
Mm.
I thought I was being a panda, and I was kicking them and fucking everything. Anyway, I calmed down, and so that's why, on YouTube you heard that song I wrote called "I Hated School."
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, right.
That's where it come from.
Oh.
Well, I don't know, but you
Yeah.
think these songs come from somewhere,
Yeah.
And I hated school. So as I grew up, that made a real bad impression on me when I was first
Yeah.
school.
But you say you had a happy childhood.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
As regards that was concerned,
Yeah.
my dad was a funny old bloke. You know what I mean? Very aggressive.
Was he?
Yeah, but I mean, his mom used to beat him over the back with the iron poker.
Oh.
And they say the abused becomes the abuser, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And we dealt with it between us when he got older and before he died. I took him all the day, and we talked about it,
Yeah.
And but me and him was all right about it anyway. And I
Yeah.
got it off my chest because I've been through a lot of therapy about my childhood and
Yeah.
my relationship with my dad and my mum and everybody. So it's good to get therapy and straighten something like that out in your life. That's another one you can put to bed. You know what I mean? Because with the depressions and things, it's all in your mind, man.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You're creating it yourself. You keep bringing it back in.
Mm.
Well, you never get rid of it until you make a decision to say, right, I'm going to do this. And as soon as you do all this stuff, you become lighter. It's not a problem with you anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But me and my dad, we did it without therapy. We did it on our own together while we was on holiday.
Yeah.
And that was great. So, and then as regards me my childhood was concerned where we was living, we moved from Sheldon to Yardley Wood, which was another house with proper facilities. But this is a weird one, right? In the houses we lived in Yardley Wood, what they did, in the kitchen, there's a big door in the kitchen on the side there. You opened it up, and it was the coal hole.
All right.
So the coalman come, walked into the kitchen, and dumped all the coal in his cupboard in the kitchen. Fucking hell, man, you know what I mean? I never thought that that's all idea, man, you know what I mean? Crazy. But yeah, it was so basically I'm saying it was like a real working class house. But yeah, we was pretty poor. We was pretty poor. The old man worked as he got set on the buildings, but the wages were rubbish, and he'd got a gambling addiction as well, so that didn't help.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but he, you know, as I say, we spoke about it. I remember one day, I used to have, as I say, we hadn't got much money, but I had the only pair of shoes I got was brown suede, which was like yuck anyway, but I got holes in the soles, so I used to put cardboard in to go to school, and if it was raining, when I got to school, I'd take that cardboard out and put some new cardboard in and carry on. But like, when I got on one morning, it was absolutely pissing down a fucking rain. And I thought, well, I can't do that, can I? You know, with the cardboard and all that. The only other thing I got was my football boots.
All right.
Yeah, so I put my football boots on and went to school. But the trouble was, Yardley was like 2 stories. You got a balcony there with the classrooms and a balcony at the bottom of the classrooms. And they was all concrete floors, weren't they?
Oh.
And of course, I went to school with this old-fashioned football. The studs were like that, big studs. And you could hear me coming from miles away, you know, with this football. And fucking sent me home today. Sent me back home. So I thought, oh, we can do this every day.
And they sent you home?
They sent me home. But all this fucking banging of his fucking studs on the concrete. And they said, you'll have to go home and change your shoes. Well, I couldn't do that because I hadn't got any.
Did the kids take the mickey out of you?
No.
Were they all quite poor, do you think?
Yeah, quite a few of them. But it wasn't them days. It was not long after the war.
Oh.
Their parents, you know, got to get jobs, and finding housing was up bad then as well as not as bad as it is now, I suppose. But yeah, I'll tell another story I want to tell you about. On the side is one to Tony Iommi out of Black Sabbath, right? When I was a kid growing up, Mum and Dad was always about Mrs. Iommi, right? Because when the troops come back from the war, the government said, well, if you got any spare rooms, could you put people up, you know, young couples now. And my mum and mum's with Dad just had me, apparently. And Mrs. Iommi gave him a room in her place. So I lived with the Iommis, which was Tony's mum.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the old man, when he used to come here and visit me once a month before he died, he 9 times out of 10, he used to say, oh, I see Mrs. Iommi last week up at the Maypole. And she said, how's your Chris getting on? And our Dad used to say, how's your Tony getting on? You know, he probably don't, he might know, I don't know. I've never met him, so I don't know. But yeah, he was Tony Iommi's mum.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we lived with them first, and then we got Mill Street, and then we got Sheldon, and I had the trouble at school.
Yeah.
But when we moved to Yardley Wood, and I was so we went to school in my football boots. Also, at that particular point in my life, you all feel like rebellion when you're kids, and I had a gang at school. Now you listen to this, right? There's Chunky, Ucker, Spooky, and Scratchy. Right. That was all their names. And funny enough, I didn't have a nickname, but I had a leather jacket with Ace on the back.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Now, I never thought of using that as a nickname to go with their nicknames. But that was weird coincidence, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because like years later,
Yeah.
with the story with Danny King, I got the name Ace. But I'd already got something because like that was our uniform, was leather jacket with fucking Ice on the back.
Yeah.
And it was just a funny coincidence. But every one of them, apart from Mucker, apart from Scratchery, they all finished off with it in Winston Green, man.
Oh,
In a
right.
prison, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I sort of went into music and he went into burglary. So, it was a close call there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the leader of the gang with them, you know. I mean, so I'd have obviously finished up in Nick with them, like, but yeah, so music again, as you've heard many times in the past, has saved a lot of musicians' lives.
Yeah. Yeah. So were you, when you left school then, did you get, what was your first job?
First job, I was a barber.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
They call me Butcher. The good old-fashioned clippers. No, electric clippers, yeah, in them
Oh,
days.
right. Yeah.
But to start you off as an apprentice, you have to do all the young kids from school kids and that come in.
Yeah.
You've been practicing on them, can't you? You shave up the back of the head and that.
Yeah.
No, don't we? I don't think we got shavers. You have to do it with scissors. That was it.
Yeah.
But you get a step, like, and you try to get rid of it, and you try to get rid of it, and you
Yeah.
try to get rid of it. And it's getting fucking shorter the more you try to get rid of it. The shorter this kid's fucking head is getting, like. So, yeah, they call me Butcher.
So were you getting into your music then? And did you, you know?
Yeah, even then, you know, when we were still at school, me and my Uncle Chris used to, we used to buy records, or, you know, Pack of Beats was one group, the Hunters was another, all instrumental groups. You know, obviously the Shadows, but we used to practice in my grand's front room, and it was all instrumentals, but it learned us to play.
Mm.
We didn't need vocals or anything on piano. It was just me and him on guitar. And he got a Watkins echo machine, so he could sound like Shadows and all that stuff. And that's how we started.
Yeah.
My grand's.
So what was your first, was it a bass? Was that your first instrument you bought?
Well, with the skillful group, I had a teacher, an old-fashioned church. I remember bringing it all the way from Birmingham on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they allowed us to bring it on the bus. And, oh, no, they didn't. No, I just remember. They wouldn't let us on the bus. That was it. It was a great big church, yes, wasn't it? And we carried it all the way from Birmingham to me fucking grand's, man. Fucking miles away. And anyway, it took us all day to get there, I should think. But then I got a broomstick and rammed it in the end, and then a piece of string, and but you won't play anything. It was just rubbish. So that, and then my granddad bought me off in a bass, and we went from there, really.
So, and were you listening to the radio, and had you got your favourite musicians that you were getting into?
But to say it was more just the two of us, you mean? But just the two of us to start with. It was just instrumental songs. Packer Beats was one band that we played all bought records of. And he once told me Uncle Reg suddenly said one day, because Reg had been playing in Bobby Earl and the Counts.
Right.
With what's his name, the bass player that you know?
Oh, Jim Onslow.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice guy, Jim.
Yeah, he's lovely.
Lovely guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Reggie had a little experience of playing in bands anyway. I mean, Chris hadn't. And that was the first band to Chantel's.
Yeah. I mean, when I interviewed Carl once, and he said, I always liked Ace, but he had a difficult upbringing. What do you think he meant by that? Did you think he meant that you had no money with the family, or?
Yeah, no, that was just, I won't say no more about it, but
No.
I heard that a hard relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
But as he said himself, we all mellow with age, don't we? I mean, I have myself now thinking about it. So I only go around punching anybody in the face if you did 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But that's how you get them reputations, isn't it? But you mellow, he mellowed, and he's a lovely player. There's nothing better than to see him with all his grandchildren and sitting on his lap and kissing him, and it was fantastic.
It's sort of well documented about your drink and drugs, you know, when you were in the move.
Yeah.
Do you think that would have happened even if you hadn't have been in the move, or was that the problem? Was the band the problem?
I don't know. It's hard to say because when I was with the Vikings, none of us drunk. No, just drunk cokes and things like that. Oh. But I think when we went to London with the move, me and Trevor meeting certain people, I'd always thought this idea of smoking drugs and all that. So we got into it that way. And it's and then that was okay, but it was out of our age. You don't realise how stoned you are when you go on stage. But when LSD come around, that was when the problem set in for me.
Right.
Didn't for Trev, but it did for me. Because, you know, as I said in the other interviews, it wasn't until about 30 years ago that they told me I was suffering from bipolar. And I was probably like it when I was with the move.
Right.
Which your mood switch from, you know, you just didn't. Nobody knows how you're going to be, basically, and neither do you. It's a mind-altering thing. And perhaps being bipolar then, and then taking so much acid, that's what set me off on the rocky road to the psychiatric hospital.
So if that hadn't been going on, do you think you'd have been in the band for longer than you were, or was that the main problem?
I don't know. It wasn't just me. I mean, you know, he fell apart anyway, didn't he? Trevor left, so he got disillusioned, and then Carl left. I was shocked about that when Carl left the move, man. So I think it was dead. A lot of groups, as I said earlier on, you know, to do with jealousies and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think it was just the trouble with a lot of Birmingham bands. They struggle for years and years and years to make it and get a record and all. And then once they get it, they break up.
Yeah.
But from my experience, 90% of it usually is jealous of somebody else in the band. He's getting more attention than you, for whatever reason. That's usually the thing.
So when you left, on the day that you left, did you wake up that day and think, today's the day I'm going to leave, or were there several times when you were going to leave?
I was going to leave a few times.
Yeah. But what happened that day? What was it actually?
The day I left,
Yeah. What went
I was
on there?
rehearsing in somebody's school hall somewhere in over by Carl's, and I just had enough. No, I'm blaming the sound. I thought even now still talking about it, really, but I can't blame them, and they can't blame me. It's just what happens,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
But nobody was talking to me again, and I just exploded,
Yeah.
smashed my face up the wall, and walked out.
Just trying to think exactly when that was. Was Fire Brigade in the charts then?
It was after 5
After Fire Brigade.
yeah.
And had the album come out by then? Or was that...
Oh, the album had come out, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the EP had come out as well.
Yeah.
Because that's when I said to you that I think that was one of the final straws that I wasn't on the that took me off the back page, the being on the back of the cover,
Yeah.
and there was 4 of them. Well, I was on there, and that took me off.
Oh, the live EP at the Marquee. Yeah.
So that's as good as a nod as a wing to a blind horse.
Yeah, I can't remember what tracks. Because you play on the. Is it 2 tracks?
No, all one side, and then the other side is Sunshine Out Me and all them other things that I did. But all the songs on the other side are rock and roll things.
Yeah.
Because me and Bev was on about this, and I was saying to him, as much as people didn't rate him as a fantastic drummer like John Bonham or whatever,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know Jack Bruce on the bass player. We were just simple rock and roll players, man.
Yeah.
All that experience in Germany, playing rock and roll numbers to get through the sessions every night, me and him were as tight as ourselves. Well, that's what drives the band along.
Yeah.
The bass and the drums working together.
Yeah.
So, we were just
Well, he paid you quite a compliment that night. Let's jump forward now to the last few years, because you have met up with Roy, Bev, and Trevor.
Yeah.
Been out with me and met these guys.
Yeah.
That you hadn't seen for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And you just said about all the tension in the band and the falling out and everything, but was it nice to catch up with them in the last few years?
It's because of what I said to you about spending that time on the floor in the kitchen, not knowing if you're going to be here.
Yeah.
The next time you fade out, you might not fade back in.
Yeah.
You think, I can't explain it, but I think anybody who goes through a dancing on the edge experience, it alters your life, it alters your outlook about, perhaps I won't write all the time, perhaps I had something to do with all this, And I love them all. I mean, I love Carl to death. I mean, he's best mates. We've been together for years. Roy, you couldn't help love Roy, because he was a nice kid when he was younger, when we first had the group. He's just Roy, We used to vote him the nicest man in the world.
Yeah.
Every year. He was such a nice kid. And Bev, I'll tell you what, Bev was like a hidden quantity. Because he could be like a bit of a James, doing a bit quiet, like, and not so much. But I told him this when we met him. I said, I don't know if you remember this. I said, we pulled up at a pub somewhere to have a drink and have something to eat. And we all went back to get in the car. And they said, well, where's Bev? We said, look at that. And he'd gone to outside toilet. And he come out his outside toilet. And the machines where he pulled the freaking towels?
Yeah.
He pulled it off the fucking wall. Oh. He walked to this canal by the side of this fucking pub. Threw it in the fucking canal. Oh, I said that with him. That's all fucking on.
Yeah,
But mind you, he said to me, he says, the greatest band I ever played with was all of us in the original Move. Not the ELO or any other thing or anything. And not the people that joined after I left.
yeah.
No, he said, you're unbeatable.
Yeah, he did pay you quite a compliment that night
Yeah.
because we went to see his band Quill, didn't we?
Oh, that was right. Oh, yeah, on
Recently.
stage you did,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And they did a couple of Move numbers as well. What did you
Yeah.
think of their
Good.
version?
Well, they did Organ of the Grass Crow, which was the best one,
Yeah, yeah,
I think, that we
Yeah.
ever did.
yeah,
Because that was a tie number anyway, and the riff was great,
Yeah.
and it, you know.
and also recently we went with Keith Smart. We went to Big Albert's birthday,
Uh-huh.
and he's another name from your past, isn't he?
Oh, Albert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did you
he's
originally?
big.
Yeah. How did you originally get to know him?
I used to be on the door run, and he was the doorman before he bought the Albert.
All right.
And he'd done loads of things. And he managed Black Sabbath at one time as well.
Yeah.
But I can't. You certain people in your life, don't you? You know, and you click.
Yeah.
And we just clicked all them years ago, man. And then just say, like, just for this Christmas, we went to his birthday, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's a lovely person.
And Keith's been a big friend of yours as well for years as well.
Well, Keith was in Lemon Tree, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, William Chalker's Time Machine.
That's a great little song, isn't it?
So they tell me. I never really thought much about it, but apparently with this psychedelic fan club thing, what they're doing now,
Yeah.
with the old records, they rate that up as one of the top psychedelic records.
Oh, I agree. I think it would have been a hit maybe if
maybe,
Move had recorded it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was too far gone by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Keith, yeah, we met a quite. Oh, that's it. He phoned me up a few years ago, and it was on my birthday, and I'd forgotten it actually. Like, that me and him was born on the same day.
Yeah.
And we kept in contact ever since, really. But he's a great kid. He'd come to my birthday. There was me, him, his daughter, Gary, Tammy, Gary's wife, and my granddaughter, Kaylin. We celebrated Morn Anker's birthday for the first time. We've been threatening to do it for about the last 5 or 6 years. So we went and did it, at a meal. Yeah. It's, you know, if anybody's all right with me, I'm all right with them. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
I was going to ask you, what do you think about the stories that Tony Secondi used to make up, all the publicity? Do you think he was good for the Move, or do you think they would have been better off with a different manager?
Tony was good for the Move.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had the Move without Tony. You know, I was just checking up now more on what I said in the first interview. Really, you know, as Carl said many times in interviews, we wouldn't have been anything without Tony. He got a bit hairy at times, you know what I mean? He's a really staunchy pulled. But he was like, well, Malcolm McLaren must have got Tony's book on how to cause trouble or whatever, and did it with the Pistols.
Yeah.
And I think the Pistols must have been the same as what we was. We were just the thing he used to do it against establishment or whatever. We didn't know nothing about. I'm sure the Pistols didn't know much about what was going on.
No.
But you know, they were right. You know, Tony. No matter what you say, nobody's heard it yesterday, but today, all over the papers, they've heard you. They know who you are.
Well, you were always in the papers, whether the stories were true or not. Certainly with the Flowers in the Rain postcard, which lost Roy a lot of money.
Yeah.
But there were other stories like the the album tapes going being
rubbish.
stolen. What was the?
Shall I say? Yeah. Well, we hadn't. We were working that much every fucking night a week, basically, with the move. And I felt sorry for Roy. I really did, because he had so much pressure on him. Imagine working all the time. How are you going to write songs?
Yeah.
So, that's why there was like Eddie Cochran numbers, a lot of other numbers on the album. It's even me and Bev doing Sing When the Strings of My Arse. A lot of crap. And, we did just to fill the album up. But the record company is screaming at Tony, obviously, but he never told us anything about any of these things. I think we believed they'd been pinched at the start. But he obviously, in his head, to get away with the record companies bugging him all the time, he just said, well, we've had the tapes pinched, we've got to re-record everything.
Yeah.
Gives you time to, well, obviously, hopefully write some more stuff. But I was, as I say, it's all right being a writer in the band and all that, but if you ain't got time to write, how the hell's he going to do it, man? Mind you, every time Roy wrote, he was a hit record.
Yeah.
His songs were amazing.
But they even had a photo session of the guy that supposedly found the tapes and.
Oh, well, that was all part of
very
bullshit.
clever, really.
Oh yeah, he was clever, but it's like when you're in the eye of the storm, as they say. You know what I mean? You have a different outlook.
What about? I don't know whether it's a true story or not, but weren't the Move supposed to have their own TV shows, a bit like the Monkeys?
It was supposed to, yeah. Mind you, I liked that idea. I thought that was great because I was a big fan of the Dead Hand Kids and the Bowery Boys, American gang comedy film.
Yeah.
And the Dead Hand Kids was in a film, Angels with Dirty Faces, where James Cagney turned screaming like a coward to be executed at the end. And as soon as Tony said to me, or all of us or whatever, he said, "Are you in the?" Well, I think it was true. I think it would have happened if it had got the money or whatever.
Yeah.
That Vince the Monkeys did a version of the Beatles, basically. Why isn't anybody in like a version of the Rolling Stones or somebody like the rebellion side of it all?
Yeah.
And with the Bowery Boys, I mean, they used to get into all sorts of script. Do you know like Brassic on the telly?
Yeah.
Imagine the Move like Brassic. You get into all bloody trouble and all scraps all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. Would have been like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's a Christ idea. Anyway, never heard any more about it. But I thought that would have been great, man.
I mean, for many years, you didn't even want to talk about the Move, though, did you?
No.
No.
It's resentments again, you know what I mean? And I think, just a second, with that episode in the kitchen, you begin to realise that you're saying and doing all this stuff against something that happened in the past with some other person in the group or whatever. They don't give a fuck. And yet you're churning it all in your head, you're churning it all. You're the one that's getting affected by it all.
Yeah.
Holding all this ramp. As soon as you let it go, it's fine. And that's why I let all that go, and I'm going to see Rod tomorrow if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And Bev and Trevor.
Yeah.
We've all got our own lives to live now. We're all old men. We're all in our 70s.
Well, I think it's time we had a bit of a break, do you think?
Yeah, do you want a coffee?
Yeah, I'll have a coffee. Yeah, he can make coffee, you know.
Okay.
You got a nice lot of ornaments here, mate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Get them on film if you like.
Ace is off to the kitchen to make me a coffee. there's somebody that Ace knew very well. What's the idea of all these things here then? These, are they like Egyptian mummy things?
Yeah, it's sort of, I've just, you know, a hobby really. Coming through.
Here comes Ace for the coffee.
Yeah, there we go. You got the pepper with the poison. It's a brew that is true. Yeah.
Oh, you keep your room nice.
Yeah. So try, you got my trousers in there.
Your trousers?
Yeah.
What about them?
Well, you said no stuff called a bag of shit.
Oh, I see you got some jellyfish.
Yes.
Yeah, they keep you company, do they?
Yeah, I talked to him. Ignorant bastards.